صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المسلمين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى فرمان مصطفى صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم ومفهوم التغاوي صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله عليه वसल्लम। प्यारे प्यारे इस्लाम भाइयों, जिस तरह से आपको मालूम है कि अभी इंशाअल्लाह हम ओपन डे जामिया तुल मदीना लेस्टर के लिए कर रहे हैं। तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह जिस तरह से आप ये देख रहे हैं फैजान मदीना लेस्टर की बिल्डिंग है। इंशाअल्लाह हम आपसे जो सिलसिला होगा वो ओपन डे का होगा और उसमें हम मुख्तलिफ चीज़ें आपको बताएंगे और दिखाएंगे भी। इंशाअल्लाह हमारे कैमरा पर शुरू करेंगे, मुख्तलिफ चीज़ें आपको दिखाएंगे और
Mashallah, welcome to everybody to join us in this virtual open day. We request you to all keep connected to us. Inshallah, share the link. A brief tour of the building, inshallah, and then we'll go to the inshallah classroom and we'll do the discussion regarding the Jamia Tul Madina, inshallah. Just follow us and then inshallah let us show you the Jamia Tul Madina of Leicester. Alhamdulillah, it's a huge building. There are more than 90 rooms in this building. Alhamdulillah, there's a huge size masjid as well, very nice wudu khana, and there are so many classrooms, but especially at the moment we have at least 2 classrooms which are especially for Jamia Tul Madina or Aalim classes as well. Inshallah, available around the Islamic Madina. Outside there's a car park as well. In front you can park. There's a car park you can use as well. There's a ground car parking as well in the underfloor. So plenty of this building. When you come to Madina, even as a student, if you come to as a Jamia Madina, or you are coming as a plenty of parking around. This is the reception, the area of coming, etc. This is the main entrance to the masjid. Inshallah, let us show you around. Alhamdulillah, in this masjid, as you can see, there's a huge capacity. Nowadays, because of social distancing, they've been working. Normally, 150 to 200 people, they can be namaz here. And this front hall as well, inshallah, in future, inshallah, and this front hall, this will be our daily usage masjid, inshallah. There will be mihrab, the ceiling will be made up, there will be cupboards for library, for the books on the sides, inshallah. And there's plan that here there will be gumbad, minar as well, inshallah, mihrab extending. So inshallah, do dua, inshallah, you also do ta'awan on this as well, your generous donation, inshallah. One day, this will, a place like this, will look and feel like masjid properly, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, the day is 5 flowers happening here. Normally, outside COVID-19, there is a weekly ijtima, they take place here. There's Madina Muzakara being watched in this Madina as well. Alhamdulillah, there's Madrasa Tul Madina, there's Jamia Tul Madina. In this Madina, there's so many services Dawat Islami is offering, and one of that service is Jamia Tul Madina, for which we will open day today, and we're trying to use of this Madina. And let us now next go to our wudu khana. Alhamdulillah, the wudu khana, namaz is key to the Jannah, and wudu is key to that namaz. And Alhamdulillah, inshallah, we'll show you the wudu khana today, and you'll be amazed at how beautiful this wudu khana is. Alhamdulillah, our brothers, they have given us these donations, One thing you can see in Dawat Islami is that you give us your donation, you give us your money with good faith, and Alhamdulillah, Dawat Islami uses this money in properly, so we can facilitate our users, our namazis, our students who come here as a student. They can benefit, our namazi can benefit from here. And Alhamdulillah, one of the first thing we go and use the masjid is wudu khana. And they use you feel comfortable about the masjid. We feel Alhamdulillah, we start loving the masjid. Alhamdulillah, masjid as well. But thing is, this wudu khana is one of the first things we do. Alhamdulillah, it's beautiful. We can read our Islami and you can read and Alhamdulillah, inshallah, improve further, like inshallah, shining like this, inshallah. So, inshallah, there are five cubicles here, three of the police. You can see the shower as well for the student to use if they want to. And there are other cubicles as well, which are alhamdulillah enough facilities available. And we alhamdulillah and expect that the capacity of users to grow further in the coming days. We need to make this like small. We have a plan to make a huge on the side. We have like 40, 30 to 40 apps like this. And then will be like 12 to 15 washrooms, inshallah. So, inshallah, we are able to like show you that side as well. So, there are plans of, there are a lot of things in the pipeline. And one of these we intended to make when we bought the building was Jamia Tul Madina. For this, today we are trying to introduce it. There are offices here as well, like inshallah, on this. And let us know, take me at the classroom, inshallah.
صلوا على الحبیب صلی اللہ تعالی علی محمد صلی اللہ تعالی علیہ وسلم. انشاءاللہ عز و جل تھوڑی ہی دیر میں ہم کلاس روم میں ہوں گے. اسلامی بھائی
as well. And alhamdulillah, Islami that in the day, during the day, the Jamia Tul Madina classes happen here, and the evening, Madrasa Tul Madina classes are happening in the evening. And inshallah, like this, there are more classrooms on another side. We'll show you that. And inshallah, now we'll take you to the other classroom, which is the main classroom of Jamia Tul Madina. And the evening here, the part-time Jamia Tul Madina will take place as well, this classroom. Inshallah, our teachers and our other brothers are waiting here for us. And But today we only introduce you to the masjid and wudu khana and the classroom. This is such a, as I told you outside as well, the building is very big building. There are like 90 plus rooms. There are 30 floors on the top. There's sister side as well. There's ground floor, the basement as well. So if you like us to do the tour of the building as a whole, it would take at least 45 minutes to 1 hour. Which we have not intention to do this today. Inshallah, another time, inshallah, you're welcome. And you are welcome to see around. Jazakallah khair for those who have joined us already. Please share our link. Please, inshallah, like yourself or Facebook with me for future updates. And today's purpose is Jamia Tul Madina, Aalim classes with Dawat Islamic learning program. There are at least 850 branches of Jamia Tul Madina of Dawat Islami worldwide. There are 60 to 70,000 students who are studying this Jamia Tul Madina. Most of them are being also given the accommodation, the type of food, and Alhamdulillah, they are taught free of charge. Just to give Dawat Islami. That Alhamdulillah, Dawat Islami does not charge for its services. And also Dawat Madina Madina, which have more than like 200,000 students worldwide and becoming Hafiz and Aalim, Hafiz and being Nadra. They are not charging any fees. People who are studying Jamia Madina, they are not charging any fees either. Even in the UK, although it's so expensive for the wages, bills, they are expensive, but Alhamdulillah, Dawat Islami is not charging anybody for these services. So Alhamdulillah, today we'll try to learn every time. We have mashallah with us our Hamad Madani on the right side, who is our principal head teacher of the Jamia Tul Madina. We also have Adnan Bhai, who is also the teacher of one of the teacher of the Jamia Tul Madina, and also our principal Madrasa Tul Madina is our Imam as well. They both are our Imam, but our mashallah, the main Imam is responsibility is Adnan Bhai. Mashallah, we also have in us our Nigran, mashallah, our Imran Raza Bhai, who is the division Nigran of Leicester Dawat Islami. He look after the works of Dawat Islami of Leicester as a whole. Mashallah, he has joined us as well. And inshallah, alhamdulillah, we have our Sinan Bhai, who is our courses Majlis Zimadar, mashallah. He has a lot of interaction with youth in these courses. Alhamdulillah, he has joined us as well. Alhamdulillah. Madi Samad, once again, I request you all, also learn from our teachers, respected, that how they joined us, what was their story. I will also introduce you about Jamia Tul Madina, what are the benefits of Aalim as well, why you should join Jamia Tul Madina, and why you should make your children Aalim. What are the benefits? What are even inshallah there are worldly benefits of it as well. We'll inshallah we'll also discuss that as well. Please stay connected with us, share our page, and inshallah you get the reward for this as well. Inshallah. At the end, inshallah, we will also guide you how to get the admission in these, inshallah. So let's start, inshallah, with our respected teachers first of all, that tell us brief about Jamia Tul Madina, Hamad Bhai, and also I would like to hear that how you joined up Jamia, who made your mind up.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, like we have in the worldly education, we have universities, we have different institutions for us to learn higher knowledge, higher education institutions. So like this in Islam, when a child first starts in the madrasa, he has various different classes. And in terms of Islamic education, the higher education institution is Jamia Tul Madina. So it's like an Islamic university. And this is the place where, if you want to become an Islamic scholar, this is the path that you can take that will help you a lot in getting to this target. And alhamdulillah, in this course, it's a 6-year course, and there's various subjects that we learn in this which will help us in becoming an Islamic scholar, to be able to, once we finish this, to be able to take the responsibility of being an Islamic scholar, to serve the deen, to serve the people of the community, to be that beacon of light for everyone who's around you, to benefit yourself, to benefit your family, neighbors. So Dawat Islami is this higher education institution, higher Islamic education. And alhamdulillah, if you're asking about me, then alhamdulillah, I joined Dawat Islami, you can say officially, when I became Murid when I was about 18 years old. So that was before I joined Jamia. I think roughly 1 year before I joined Jamia Madina. And at that time, I finished my A-levels and I was about to go into university. That's what I was looking towards. And
right time, this is right time when you are finishing your GCSE, when you've done your A-level. It's the right time to go into this education of Islamic education. Alhamdulillah, because you are into education already. And mashallah, chose to become an Aalim and right age.
Alhamdulillah, at that time, I was thinking of going to university because in this country, and when you go through the education system, that's your target, that's your sort of the only route that you see. You go do your GCSEs, you do your A levels, and then you go to university. This seems like the way that you have to sort of go with your education. And that's what I was following as well. And funnily enough, I was one of the open days at university. And on the way back home, my brother, he mentioned to me that why Aalim. The reason he mentioned that was because I wasn't fully comfortable in going to university because I had started pretty much and learning ilm, learning about Islam, sitting in Islamic study circles, and I wasn't sure about my future if I was to follow the worldly path, the worldly professional path, graduate path. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to read my namaz. I wasn't sure if, what sort of environment I'd have to work in. So because I had that love for the deen at that time, that beginning, a strong beginning, so I wasn't comfortable with that side. So then, my brother mentioned this to me, and I started thinking about it seriously because I'd already started learning Islamic knowledge. I had an interest in learning the Arabic language, and both of these things and many more I'd already included in the Aalim course. And so then I had to decide which institution I would go to. I was already Murid of Amir al-Sunnah. I was with Dawat Islami at that time, but obviously there's more than one institution. And one of the brothers actually from Leicester, not the Zirak, but he actually used to meet me. He met me a few times before I joined and tried to persuade me to join Jamia Tul Madina. And eventually the time came when I took the decision to join Jamia Tul Madina. And Alhamdulillah, I never looked back since I joined. If you think about it, I had to leave home, and I used to come home like after 2 months because I didn't have a car. I wasn't used to traveling on train, so I could only come back once every 2 months roughly, and that was from the first day onwards. But I didn't feel homesick or anything like this at all. The environment, alhamdulillah, was so good.
But you see that how a brother can persuade another brother, how another muballigh or any of your friends, they can persuade somebody who can benefit these brothers. MashaAllah, our Hamad Bhai completed his Jamia Tul Madina, became an Aalim. Alhamdulillah, from Peterborough, he belongs from Peterborough. And then after he has done his Aalim course, he is now, MashaAllah, teaching others in Leicester. So you can also get this benefit, this thawab. This is for those brothers who made his mind up. So if you have a brother today, if you have a relative today, if you make their mind up today to become an Aalim, inshallah, till that time they will be studying, till the time they will be teaching others, inshallah, you can benefit from this. So, but some of the history of Jamia Tul Madina. Jamia Tul Madina was one of the departments. Alhamdulillah, Islamic working in more than 200 countries, and there are more than 107 departments of Dawat. And one of the departments is Jamia Tul Madina, and which was started like in 90s by Dawat Islam in Pakistan first branch. And then Alhamdulillah, as we mentioned before, there are more than 850 branches of Jamia Tul Madina. In UK, first branch of Jamia Tul Madina was opened in 2011. In 2012, there was another branch, Alhamdulillah. And now in the UK, we have 13 branches of Jamia Tul Madina. And these 13 are rooms for brothers and for sisters as well. And inshallah, with the next few years, Dawat Islami has plans to make this 13 to 18, inshallah. And I think from this year, there are 2-3 openings, and then inshallah, in the coming year, there will be more branches open, inshallah. So, yeah. And there are, in the UK, approximately 500 students in Jamia Tul Madina were studying, and Alhamdulillah, these are brothers who will become Aalim, inshallah, one day. They'll be English speaking Aalim, inshallah. They'll be like most. And inshallah, now we'll go to our Adnan Bhai. We'll also learn about his story, that how he became an Aalim, how he joined Jamia Tul Madina, and we'll also learn from him some fadail of ilm.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All the viewers are watching, welcome to our open day. Inshallah, if you have any questions or any queries regarding the course or anything else, alhamdulillah, our head teacher here and the relevant brothers are here, then inshallah, we can answer your questions. So do feel free to put any questions in the comments, inshallah. The question that you asked, they will be asked from our Ustad Sahib. Another question that you posed regarding how I joined Jamia Tul Madina. As Ustad Sahib mentioned his story as well, how he came into Jamia Tul Madina and then how he finished his studies and now mashallah he's teaching here in Leicester. So from this, while he was mentioning this, one thing I was thinking about, those people that are watching now at this moment, they're probably thinking that those people that do this course, or these guys are sitting here with the imam, with the beard, they all have a religious background, their parents are probably religious, and this is how now they're studying the deen as well, and they're telling other people to study as well. So from what we heard from Ustaz's story, and similar to my story, similar, we're like normal youngsters outside. So this is not just for those people that have a religious family, or the family is really religious and they give the mindset that they come and study. So this can click for anyone. So this learning Islamic knowledge, anyone who's listening out there, it can apply to you there, but you think that you're a really big sinner, you don't even read your namaz, whatever. This is open for you as well. So not just for those people that have a religious family or religious background. As mentioned by Usasa, I think his parents or his ancestors were scholars. So he got this mindset similar to myself. It's not that I had a religious family and they said to me, go and see Islamic knowledge and alhamdulillah. Mine was that I was watching Madina, like some of you are probably watching our social media platforms now on this open day. So I was watching the Madina channel once, and alhamdulillah, while watching Amir Ahl Sunnat, Madina Muzakara, and the speeches of the Granite Haji Imran al-Qari, especially in the month of Ramadan, I had this feeling towards becoming more practicing in our religion, alhamdulillah. And then from there, when I had this enthusiasm to become more practicing, I joined the environment of Dawat Islami. And after I joined the environment of Dawat Islami, alhamdulillah, I got the details of Jamia Tul Madina. I learned the importance of seeking knowledge. And then from there, alhamdulillah, I began to then join Jamia Tul Madina and seek the knowledge of Islam. The main thing is how a person is encouraged is when he either thinks about the hereafter, if he, for example, if he's disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what will be his situation, how he will be punished. So if you just read about the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about the hellfire, and about the bounties and the blessings that you're getting in paradise in heaven, if you read about these two things, inshallah, that will also help you to become more religious. And alhamdulillah, as you mentioned, that we should also talk about the virtues and the blessings of seeking Islamic knowledge. It is mentioned that a person who seeks Islamic knowledge, who goes out to learn Islamic knowledge, to attain Islamic knowledge, it mentioned that if he passes away, if he dies on that path, if he dies while he's studying, then between him and the scholars, there'll be only one difference of rank in paradise. So someone who seeks knowledge and he passes away, inshallah, between him and the prophets in paradise, there'll be a difference of one rank, inshallah, for that person. And it's mentioned in many places that as soon as the person leaves his house to go and learn Islamic knowledge, the angels that are innocent, they place their wings underneath that person's feet. And there's many other narrations and stories about how our pious predecessors, how they would acquire knowledge, how they set out, just an example from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, that once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting amongst the scholars and the companion amongst the companions, and the companion came up to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed him. Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told that companion that you have a very short time to live. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew the future. So he gave the news of the unseen about what's going to happen in the future. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him that you have a very short. He said, Labbaik ya Rasulullah, what do you advise me to do? Give me a command, give me something that I should be doing. I'm going to pass away in a short time. What do you recommend? What should I start doing? The Prophet ﷺ could have mentioned that go and start reciting the Holy Quran. The Prophet ﷺ could have said go and start opening namaz. The Prophet ﷺ said go and start giving charity sadaqah. But the Prophet ﷺ instructed that person, that companion, Now go and busy yourself in seeking the knowledge of Islam.
So that person, that companion that he went and he busied himself in seeking the knowledge of Islam, and in that condition he passed away. So from this we learn that one of the most things, the afdalul ibadah, we mentioned in the narration, afdalul ibadah talabul ilm, that the best of ibadah, the most superior ibadah, the most superior worship in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is seeking knowledge. So no doubt there are many blessings. We could mention about the stories of our pious predecessors, how they would busy themselves in seeking knowledge about Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani, about Sayyidina Imam Shafi'i, about Imam Abu Hanifa, all of
the many blessings of seeking the knowledge, like
written so many books and just माशाअल्लाह और ये तो एक कद्दू की बात हो जाती है कि अगर हम खाली फजाइल पर ही बात करें कि इल्म के कितने इसके फायदे हैं और एक आलिम जो है वो मिसले शमा होता है कि एक आलम की बरकत से दूसरे लोग उससे फायदा उठाते हैं और वो नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के हदीस पाक भी है जिसका मतलब कुछ रहा है कि तो उनके साथ बैठने वो नहीं बन सकते तो उनसे मोहब्बत करने वाले बनो और आपने कहा था सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फरमाया पांच ना बनना वरना हालात हो जाओगे तो क्या समझिए हमें भी आज नफसा-नफसी का दौर है और लोग जो है उलमा के खिलाफ बातें करते हैं बकवास करते हैं
these scholars that take the religion forward because as we know the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final prophet. There won't be any more prophets to come. So the people that will carry on this message of Islam and deliver it to other people will be the scholars.
माशाअल्लाह ये वारिस अंबिया हैं अंबिया के वारिस होते हैं उलमा करम और हमें इबादत भी करना चाहिए और क्यों ना हम खुद आलिम दीन बने क्यों ना हम अपने बच्चों को आलिम दीन बनाएं और माशाअल्लाह हमारे मुश्ताई हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं और ये खुद भी जामिया तुल मदीना में पढ़ रहे हैं अल्लाह इनको मजीद बरकतें अता फरमाए और इनके माशाअल्लाह बच्चे हाफिज भी हैं और इनको भी आलिम बनाने का जहन रखते हैं तो माशाल्लाह आप इमरान भाई जामिया तुल मदीना में आप माशाल्लाह पढ़ रहे हैं आप कैसे जामिया तुल मदीना को पा रहे हैं और आपके लेक्चर में माशाल्लाह क्या क्या तब्दील की है तलबा के लिए और दूसरे शहरों से भी तलबा आते रहे यहाँ पर पढ़ने के लिए और क्या क्या आप मतलब कैसे महसूस करते हैं किस तरह से आप रिलेट करते हैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को यहाँ पर बताइए
जी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह पहले तो हम अल्लाह पाक का शुक्र अदा करेंगे कि अल्लाह पाक ने हमें लेस्टर में इतनी बड़ी जगह अता फरमाई है कि हम जामिया भी आसानी से शुरू कर सकते हैं शुरू कर दिया है तकरीबन हमारा जामिया शुरू हुए 2 साल हुए 2018 में हमने ये जामिया शुरू किया था अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारे आलिम दीन उस्ताद मोहम्मद उस्ताद इमरान भाई आए हैं तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह लेस्टर में बरकतें ही बरकतें और उनकी बरकतों से लेस्टर में मदनी काम और बढ़ गया मदनी काम जो दावत इस्लामी की तंजीम की तरफ से जो नेक काम करने के लिए इस्लामी भाइयों को दिया जाता है उसको हम मदनी काम कहते हैं और जामिया तुल मदीना के लिए जो मदनी काम है उसमें बड़ा अहम रोल है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इसकी बरकत से लेस्टर से तकरीबन 5-6 ऑलरेडी स्टूडेंट जामिया कर रहे हैं और मैं और मजीद इस्लामी भाई भी आ रहे हैं और लेस्टर में खुद अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह तकरीबन 9 स्टूडेंट अभी यहाँ पे है फर्स्ट ईयर में 2 सेकंड ईयर में इस तरह से सिलसिला चल रहा है अल्लाह पाक दुआ करे और मजीद बरकत अता फरमाए और हमें इस तरह से लगता है कि जैसे पुरानी स्टाइल में जामिया होगा जैसे दारुल का ज़हन होता है कि भाई दारुल में वहाँ पे हमें रहना होगा टीचर्स हमें मारेंगे ये करेंगे वो करेंगे इस तरह का ज़हन होता है लेकिन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह खुद मुझे सआदत मिली यहाँ पे तकरीबन फर्स्ट ईयर कुछ महीने रहा उसके बाद 12 महीने मदनी काफी में सफर की सआदत मिली तो उसको पोस्टपोन किया गया तो जितने भी मैं अरसा यहाँ जामिया तुल मदीना में रहा तो टीचर्स ऐसे उस्ताद जैसे आपके फ्रेंडली अब कोई उनके साथ कोई आपको डर नहीं है कुछ भी नहीं है आप कोई भी मसला उनको पूछ सकते हैं और इतनी शफकत से आपको सिखाएंगे और ये नहीं कि आपको कुछ ना आया तो सबके सामने क्लास के सामने आपको पूछेंगे उनको अंदाजा हो जाएगा कि उनको ये चीज पता नहीं है तो आपको नहीं पूछेंगे कि आप एम्बारस न हो आपको जो नहीं आता आप उनको प्राइवेट में भी आपको वो सिखाएंगे सब कुछ करेंगे ये सिलसिला अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बड़ी शफकत वाला हमारे उस्ताद हमारे उस्ताद अदनान भाई कर रहे हैं जो जितने भी लेस्टर के ये व्यूअर्स हैं अराउंड सिटीज के हैं तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ये नेमत हमारे पास है लेस्टर में हमें उसका फायदा उठाना चाहिए और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अगर हम एटलीस्ट ہمارے پاس اللہ تعالیٰ نے نعمت دی ہے اولاد، تو شکرانے کے طور پر ہمیں اس کو علم دین بھی سکھانا چاہیے. کہ ہمارا یہ ذہن ہوتا ہے عموماً کہ یار دنیاوی طور پر ہم ان کو پڑھائیں گے اور لکھائیں گے تو ہمیں انکم ملے گی، ٹھیک ہے، ان کو گریجویٹ بنائیں گے، ڈگریاں ملے گی تو وہ اچھی انکم، ان کا اسٹینڈرڈ جو ہے دنیاوی لیول پر اچھا ہوگا، اچھی گاڑی گھمائیں گے، اچھے مکان میں رہیں گے. لیکن ابھی کی حالات دیکھیں آپ، یہ تو آبویس ہو گیا ابھی یہ لاک ڈاؤن کے بعد کہ کوئی بھی جو ہے چیز پرماننٹ نہیں ہے. ہمیں لگتا تھا کہ ہم بزنس کے لیے ایک دن بھی چھٹی نہیں کر سکتے، ایسا ہی لگتا تھا کہ بزنس والے کوئی میں تو ایک گھنٹے کے لیے میرے پاس ٹائم نہیں ہے. لیکن لوگوں نے دیکھا لاک ڈاؤن میں 2-3 مہینے بزنس بند رہے پھر بھی سب کچھ چل رہا ہے. دیکھیں جو کام کر رہا ہے میں تو کام سے ٹائم ہی نہیں میرے پاس تو، لیکن وہ بھی لاک ڈاؤن میں گھر پہ بیٹھے سب کچھ چل رہا ہے. تو یہ ہمیں سکھا دیا کہ صرف جو ہے اللہ کی ذات ہے وہ سب کچھ چلانے والی ہے، ہمارے ہاتھ میں کچھ بھی نہیں ہے. ہم پلاننگ جو بھی کریں اللہ تعالیٰ جو پلاننگ کرے گا وہی بیسٹ ہے. تو ہمیں کیا کرنا ہے کہ ہم اپنے بچوں کو بے شک دنیاوی تعلیمات بھی دیں. ہمارے پاس ایسے ایسے عالم دین ہیں جو دنیاوی طور پر بھی الحمدللہ وہ پڑھے لکھے ہیں اور انہوں نے مدنی بھی بنے ہوئے ہیں، جامعہ المدینہ بھی کیا ہوا ہے، تو ان کو دنیاوی طور پر بھی ان کی برکت ہے اور آخرت کی برکت جو ہے. لیکن ہم یہ صرف سوچیں گے کہ ہم دنیاوی طور پر ان کو تعلیم بنائیں گے، تعلیم یافتہ کریں گے، تو ضروری نہیں ہے کہ آپ کا لڑکا یونیورسٹی میں جا کے دنیاوی تعلیم حاصل کرے گا. ہو سکتا ہے کہ وہ کہیں اور چلا جائے، غلط راستے پہ چلے جائے، تو ایک تو اس کی دنیا بھی برباد ہوگی، آخرت بھی برباد ہوگی. دوسرا چلو فرض کر لے کہ وہ ڈاکٹر بن گیا، بیرسٹر بن گیا، اس کو اچھی ڈگری مل گئی، تو ہو سکتا ہے اللہ نہ کرے ایسا ہو، لیکن ہو سکتا ہے کہ جب آپ بڑھاپے میں ہو، آپ کو سخت ضرورت ہو اولاد کی، تب وہ آپ کو اور پیپل ہوم میں بھیجے، کیونکہ دنیاوی طور پر پڑھا لکھا ہے. لیکن اگر دینی طور پر پڑھا لکھا ہوگا تو وہ آپ کو پوری لائف کام آئے گا. جب آپ بڑھاپے میں ہوں گے ان کی سخت ضرورت ہوگی تب بھی وہ کام میں آئے گا اور آخرت میں بھی وہ آپ کو کام آئے گا. تو علماء دین کی عالم کی ضرورت تو ہمیں آخرت میں بھی پڑے گی. روایتوں میں ہے کہ جب جنت میں ہوں گے تو ان کو پوچھا جائے گا کہ اور کیا چاہیے، تب جو ہے وہ جنتی علماء کے پاس جائیں گے کہ اب ہمیں کیا چاہیے. تو یہ عالم دین کی برکت الحمدللہ. تو آپ اپنے بچوں کو جو ہے ضرور بضرور داخلہ دلوا دیجیے اور عالم دین بنوا دیجیے.
آج کہا جاتا ہے کہ فیملی میں ایک ڈاکٹر ہونا چاہیے تاکہ کوئی مسئلہ ہو جائے تو گھر میں جو ہے مسئلہ ہے. اور اگر مطلب بزنس کرتے ہیں فیملی میں کرتے ہیں تو یہ کہا جاتا ہے کہ بچہ ایک اکاؤنٹنٹ ہونا چاہیے. گھر میں بعد میں بچہ ہے تو بنا دیتے ہیں تو بھی ہمارا بزنس کو سنبھالنے کا. کچھ بزنس مین لوگ ہوتے ہیں تو وہ کیا کرتے ہیں کہ اپنے بچوں کو بزنس اسٹڈی کراتے ہیں تاکہ ہمارے گھر کا بچہ یہ سیکھ کر اچھے انداز میں آ کر یہ کرے. دین کے لیے کیوں نہیں ہماری یہ سوچ کہ آج کل ہمیں بھی مرنا ہے تو ہم جب مریں ہمارا انتقال ہو تو ہماری اولاد میں سے کہ آپ کو ایسا نہیں ہونا چاہیے جو ہمارا جنازہ پڑھائے، اچھی طرح میں غسل کرے، ہمیں کپڑانے دفنانے کے اس کو مسائل آتے ہیں. Today what we see is if somebody passes away in our family, the person's children, they don't even know how to pray Salat Janazah. They are everybody looking at towards the Aalim. Everybody looking towards the Imam. Imam sir, please come and do Fatiha at my home. Why not?
First, he used to like Imam was mentioned before, he used to like थोड़ा दीन का करें और थोड़ा दुनिया दोनों साथ चलाएं, दीन भी करें और दुनिया भी करें. And now the situation is such that it's just about the worldly thing, just concentrate on the worldly stuff and forget about the religious side or acquiring knowledge. So like you mentioned, the fundamental things are offering the knowledge. Do we have a person in our family that can shower us, that can offer our funeral prayer? So if we don't have it, then this is a question to ourselves. Have we made anyone ready now, for example, if it's my child or if it's my relative, anyone in our family that can do this? Even, for example, the normal dua that we do on a Thursday, for example, the Fatiha that we do, you have to call a Maulana Sahib, or if it's a Khatam or something, then you have to call someone else. So are we not even capable of raising our hands before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and knowing what to read, what to ask for, how to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? These are the basic things. So how are we going to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment?
We also need to understand that learning Islamic knowledge is farz upon everyone. Hadith Pak says, "Talabul ilmi fariidatun ala kulli muslimin wa muslimat." That seeking knowledge, and here it means Islamic knowledge, is farz upon every Muslim man and woman. And so whether you join Jamia Tul Madina or not, every Muslim has to seek Islamic knowledge. If you join Jamia Tul Madina, according to a certain curriculum, according to a certain routine, you will gain that knowledge. And you will gain that knowledge in detail. And you will be that person who then teaches other people that knowledge. So you're doing yourself, you're fulfilling your own obligation, and then afterwards you'll help other people fulfill their obligation as well.
But yes, we can also ask any question that comes in your mind, comments, inshallah. We'll ask these our ulama, our Madanis, our teachers. We'll ask them these questions on your behalf. So please comment your question. Please also share our page, like our page, inshallah. We'll invite others, especially follow the link of this live program to those who you think that potentially they can join the Jamia Tul Madina.
Even if someone doesn't want to, at least obviously physically we can't come in here, but they should come and at least come and see what is taught in this course. So at least have an understanding of that there's this thing available to us. So at least come and look at the books are taught, speak to the teachers, or look at the classroom of the Jamia. So at least you have an understanding of how this field is done. It doesn't mean that if you come here, as soon as you come here, you be chained up and you want to go. You can come here, look around, see the classroom, see the books. If it's appealing to you, if you think, yes, this is my sort of thing that I could do this, I could go ahead with this, then definitely you can approach the teacher and fill out the form and do the course. But at least, main thing is come and at least to see the thing. So far, we have this Jamia Tul Madina in Leicester for 2 years now. We started in 2018. So 2 years. So if you still haven't seen this place yet, if you still haven't seen the teacher, if you still haven't seen the books yet, even though I'm not saying not many people are doing, but if you have not even experienced how the in Jamia Tul Madina, what are they learning? So at least come and experience it, at least speak to the students. So you just have an understanding. So tomorrow, even if you are doing any degree or you're going to college or whatever you're doing, so you don't have this regret at the end of the day that I should have looked into that side of it. Tomorrow when you see your friend or someone who's become an Aalim or who's going to the religious side, and then you don't think that I should have seen that side before. So I have your options open. So like when you choose in school as well, or you choose for A-levels, or you choose in university as well, which course you're going to be, look at other courses as well. So have these options open for yourself. So come and at least look at the course, what's taught inside it, how it will be taught, what's the class, the environment of the class, what the teachers, just have at least look at this, and it's like an option for you. If you think that it's appealing to yourself, then go forward. If not, then you got other courses that you are looking into there. Go ahead with that.
MashaAllah, we are having a great privilege of listening the benefits and the desires of becoming an Aalim. So it's a common question nowadays people ask is regarding the Jamia Tul Madina. Are we gonna have a part-time Jamia Tul Madina? There's one question on Facebook.
But the aim of Dawat Islam is I must try to rectify myself and the people of my country. मुझे अपनी और सारी दुनिया के लोगों की इस्लाह की कोशिश करनी है. तो माशाअल्लाह दावत इस्लामी हर तरह की अपॉर्चुनिटी हमें देती है ताकि हमारी इस्लाह हो सके. अगर आपके पास 10 मिनट है तो भी आप दावत इस्लामी के बंदी माहौल में आए, आपको फायदा होगा. अगर आप एक रोजाना 1 घंटा दे सकते हैं तो भी आप शामिल हो हमारे साथ. अगर आप रोजाना के 4-5 घंटे दे सकते हैं जामिया तुल मदीना में तो भी आप हमारे साथ शामिल होते हैं. तो क्या अगर में क्या प्लान है पार्ट टाइम है, सही बात है कि कुछ लोगों के साइड है जॉब्स के भी और तो किस तरह पार्ट टाइम के हवाले से
Part time, we want these up to now I said before and you mentioned that you want to do your learning with it and also acquire the knowledge of Islam, become a scholar. Alhamdulillah, part-time Jamia Tul Madina that Dawat Islami provides is such a facility that for those people that want to carry on doing the course or the studies in school or in colleges or in uni, or even if they're working in it, they can carry on doing them things, but also take our 3 hours in the evening to do this Aalim course as well. So inshallah, we do have plans that we will be starting Jamia Tul Madina part-time in Leicester in September, inshallah. The minimum age that people that can apply for this is the age of 12. So those students that you go to school or colleges, they could also apply for this, and even those that are working with it. The minimum age is 12. Inshallah, we will have this starting in September, and inshallah, we will get more information if you contact the relative Islamic brothers, inshallah.
How many hours have you?
So this is roughly around 2.5 hours on a daily basis. So someone who wants to carry on doing the thing that they can, whether it's any course in school or in college or uni or whatever, or if they're working, they have to carry on doing that as well. Or alongside that, they could acquire the knowledge of Islam as well and become a scholar, inshallah, if they continue the course the number of years that is designed for.
People like to say that have a balance in life. Normally they use it as a he says when come to the masjid, they counter it by saying you should keep a balance. We need to do work our children need to work, for our families need to earn money. So, but the thing is, they actually don't keep a balance when they say this. And part-time Jamia, this gives you the opportunity to keep the balance. If you're going to spend your morning at school or in college or even working, then you can spend a few hours in the evening learning about your religion. The knowledge that's necessary upon you, you can learn that knowledge and you can keep more of a realistic balance, not just saying, let's keep a balance and it's always working.
If they look at the daily routine, for example, 24 hours, they have to say that we should keep a balance. For example, they do the work, whatever. How much time after the 24 hours are they giving to Deen? Are they even taking out 1 hour? The balance should be like, okay, half you're going to spend the work and half you spend for Deen. But even as I mentioned before, that's what they say, the Deen of the work.
But nowadays people they look for the opportunities. That if I'm going to do this course, what opportunities do I have after completing this course or becoming an Aalim? Is there any future lies for me or not? So if you shed some light on Madina course on this as well, then it will be beneficial as well.
Yes, definitely.
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है कि इस तरह का दुनिया का फायदा नहीं है। दीन की बातें तो हम कर रहे हैं, भलाई की बात कर रहे हैं, ये स्वाब मिलेगा, सब रहेगी, हमारी जो आलिम होगी वो क़यामत वाले दिन शफाअत करेगा। लेकिन क्या इसका भी फायदा है कि दुनिया में के फायदे हैं?
So first of all, I'll say that Deen is always going to play a part in our lives. Even if you look at the worldly benefit, Deen gives us worldly benefit. And Islam, we know that Islam is a guide to life. Islam teaches us how to live our life in this world. So Islam is the thing that gives us worldly benefit. Also, we're not looking at this. The benefit in the afterlife is unlimited. The status, the benefits, the bounties of Allah you get in Jannah are unlimited. So there's no limit to the amount of blessing you get in afterlife. But in the world, Islam also guides us. And let's just think of Islam as a guide. Like when you have like a manual, when you buy some sort of product, a phone, you have a manual guide. And so Islam is a manual, is a guide to living life in the world, on planet Earth. So if a person, the more he knows about this guide, the more knowledge he has of this guide, the better he can live his life. If he doesn't have knowledge of the guide, he's going to make mistakes. He's going to do things wrong, and that's going to harm him. It's going to harm him in the world and in the afterlife. But alhamdulillah, if a person gains Islamic knowledge and he can live a better life in this world, and what I mean on a more practical level is his akhlaq will be better, his communication with people around him will be better, and he'll have respect for his elders, especially his parents. And I was watching Madina channel I think a couple of days ago, and someone mentioned this that the people whose children they become doctors or solicitors or lawyers, those parents have to watch what they say in front of their children because they don't want to tarnish their reputation, they don't want to disrespect them, they don't want to, harm their ego, attack their ego, or something like this. But those parents whose children have become ulama, those ulama then worry that we don't want to upset our parents, we don't want to disrespect our parents. So here there's a clear distinction between those gaining worldly knowledge and Islamic knowledge. And if you look at from, there's a lot of people they want to know about how much does an alim earn and job opportunities, stuff like this. And alhamdulillah, all I can say is in simple words, I would say that when you're with Dawat Islami, you're safe hands. And I mean that from a wage perspective as well. The Dawat Islami, alhamdulillah, they look after you. And there's many opportunities because Dawat Islami, if you join Jamia Tul Madina, it's not just Jamia Tul Madina that you're doing, it's actually Dawat Islami that you're doing. And like Imran Bhai said, there's like 106 different departments that Dawat Islami is operating in. You can work in many different departments and you will get paid for this. There's different paid work that you can do within Dawat Islami. And I'm sure Imran Bhai can tell us what opportunities are available directly here in Leicester because the people that apply for this Jamia, most likely they're going to be from Leicester. So obviously there are different things that Dawat Islami is doing in Leicester, and these are job opportunities which are available, and you can access these through Jamia Tul Madina, sometimes you can have, job opportunities whilst you are studying. For example, we have our madrasa. Students can actually teach here whilst they are studying in Jamia Tul Madina. And then after Jamia Tul Madina, what you can do, let's ask not like.
जी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह लेस्टर में आपको पता लेस्टर इज बिग टाउन तो जैसे अभी आपको पता है कि ब्रेडफोर्ड बर्मिंघम जैसे हमारे अपने पहाड़ी होते हैं तो इंशाल्लाह उनके लिए जॉब रेडी होती है टीचर्स की तो लेस्टर में भी हमें इतनी डिमांड है जैसे इतने सारे मसाजिद हैं जहाँ पे हमें इमाम की जरूरत है
इंग्लिश इमाम की कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे इंग्लिश इमाम हैं माशाल्लाह इस्लामी के भी जाना तो के थ्रू अब वे प्रोड्यूसिंग इमाम्स
और क्योंकि लेस्टर एक ऐसा टाउन है अभी इकोनॉमिकल और बिजनेस वाइज इम्प्रूव हो रहा है लंदन से अराउंड सिटी से काफी लोग लेस्टर मूव हो रहे हैं तो क्योंकि एक जगह पे नहीं अभी डिफरेंट जगहों पे लोग रह रहे हैं जहाँ पे उनको अच्छा लगता है तो उसमें ये है कि हमारे जगह जगह मदारिस की जरूरत है कि लोग ट्रैवल नहीं कर सकते स्पेशली एक जगह पे तो जगह जगह मदारिस की हमें जरूरत है मस्जिद की जरूरत है तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह जितने भी यहाँ लेस्टर में टीचर होंगे इंशाल्लाह उनके लिए जब भी वो जामिया मुकम्मल करेंगे तो उनके लिए अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह लेस्टर में जॉब रेडी होगी कि यहाँ पे भी हमारे पास इतने वेटिंग में है कि और हमारे पास टीचर होते हैं हम और क्लासेस शुरू कर सकते हैं
Yeah, it's not I think just a teaching of it. You get, as mentioned, that you have 70 colleagues. So you can go to any department. If someone doesn't prefer teaching, there's something else that you go into. There's many many scholars from Jamia Madina are qualified and finished. They don't want to teach in Jamia Madina. So what they're doing is either, for example, one of them has taken just Madina channel, so he only does program Madina channel. Someone wants to do something else, they go into that field. So it depends on the person if he's willing to teach, if he wants to. But obviously, teaching has its own benefits, but it's not just restricted just like as soon as you complete it, you become a teacher. And obviously, there's many more you were mentioning.
Alhamdulillah, there's also demand in Europe, in America, in Canada. They're asking for imams. Alhamdulillah, in UK it's a lot better because of
One of our students who say who completed the lesson in Aalim who also completed it. He's mashallah teaching in Canada now. Mashallah, in Canada, and we spoke to his father yesterday, and he mentioned that he's enjoying it there. So even though it's holidays and things, he hasn't come back yet. Mashallah, he's enjoying it there, and he's liking the job that he's doing.
And all the work that inshallah is going to plan from that.
Yeah.
From Canada. He set up the first for the Jamia there.
Set up him.
All the work that comes out there, the big inshallah, he will do.
MashaAllah, I have another question here. Brother Abdul Hasib Amjad is asking, what are all these subjects? Are they going to be part-time Jamia? Are they going to be same as the full-time? And what we will actually learn in this course? What subject we can?
The main, obviously, our focus today, the main is the full-time one. So the full-time one is obviously, when you do something, as I mentioned before, in other places, that if you want to do something, do it fully. So if you're going to do an Aalim course, obviously the part-time Aalim course is designed for those that have a busy schedule, they can't take out time. But someone who wants to become an Aalim, you should fully focus on becoming an Aalim. So if he's doing the full-time Aalim course, inshallah, in there's many different topics are taught. One lesson is for 40 minutes or so, more than 40 minutes, around that time. So we have around 6 lessons in there per day. So about 6 lessons is taught on a daily basis, and inshallah he'll be covering many different topics, so it won't be the same lesson, there'll be 6 different subjects, and each lesson is about 40 minutes. So that's taught during the full time. And as I said, if you are doing an Aalim course, then you should fully do it. Put your effort into fully, put your mind into it fully, not thinking that, okay, I'll partially do it. But in part-time, you do cover these things, but obviously a normal person would understand that if you're doing, for example, 8 hours a day compared to 2 hours a day, then how much can you cover? Obviously, you can't balance between 8 hours, or compare between 8 hours and 2 hours. Surely you will be doing similar subjects, but obviously you won't be on the level of someone who's doing full-time, obviously.
What is the time for full-time Jamia?
The timing is that we start our assembly, which is at 7:45. And then we have a period of about 50 minutes, 6 periods throughout the day. We have a break in the middle, and then we finish at 1:15. And the classes are on Monday to Friday. And the Friday we finish early because of Jummah Salah.
अच्छा और उसमें क्योंकि मेरे भी साथ हुई हैं तो जो ब्रेक के टाइम होता है वो ऑब्वियसली इतना इट्स लाइक गोल्डन पीरियड, गोल्डन टाइम होता है, क्योंकि उसमें चाय भी सर्व करते हैं और कुछ बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है, यहाँ पे केयर टेकर होते हैं हमारे साइड, वो आपको बिस्किट्स वगैरह जो भी आपकी मनपसंद की होगी वो चीजें खिलाएंगे, आपको चाय भी देंगे, तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वो ब्रेक में भी आप एंजॉय करेंगे। तो इसी तरह से स्मूथली जाएगा, आपको ये नहीं लगेगा कभी इतने सारे आवर्स में किस तरह से गुजर होगा, लेकिन जब आप सुबह में आएंगे ना, आपको पूरा दिन किस तरह से चला जाएगा, एक कब बजेंगे आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा।
There's another question. What is the age limit?
For full-time Jamia, it's a minimum age of 16 and there's no maximum age. Alhamdulillah, so far, we always mention Nurbai here because it's the perfect time. Nurbai was, I think, 73 years old when he finished his Aalim course in Bradford. So you can see from that, there's no maximum limit. Alhamdulillah, even in this Jamia, we have one student who's, in his 50s or in his 60s. He's, he's got good age.
इल्म दीन हासिल करने के लिए कोई उम्र नहीं है, और वैसे भी लोग पहले बताया गया कि बहुत सारे लोग वहाँ पर कितना फर्ज होता है, तो इसके लिए एज की कोई लिमिट नहीं है कि उसके हिसाब से। लेकिन हाँ, जामिया तुल मदीना के रूल्स हैं, हम आपको इंट्रोड्यूस तो कर रहे हैं पार्ट टाइम जामिया, लेकिन इसका मकसद ये नहीं कि हर कोई पार्ट टाइम जामिया के साथ नहीं रहता है, और उम्मीद है कि अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह एडमिशन बहुत ज्यादा आएंगे, लेकिन आप फुल टाइम जामिया तुल मदीना में कोशिश करें तमाम इस्लाम में। और अगर आप फुल टाइम जामिया तुल मदीना में एडमिशन नहीं ले सकते तो फिर आपके लिए पार्ट टाइम जामिया के ऑप्शन मौजूद है। फॉर एग्जांपल, आपकी इफ यू चाइल्ड इज एज बिटवीन 12 and 16, आप दे कांट गो इन फुल टाइम जामिया, so they can come in part time jamia. So for those brothers is suitable for that. Or somebody is very busy life, busy schedule in the job or in other thing, then for those brothers we're doing the part time jamia. But for those brothers who are just finished their GCSE, they've just finished their A level, they're coming out of the college school, that is the right age you should have one option of full time jamia in your mind. And inshallah, we'll also ask our brothers, what is the admission procedure? How do brothers can take admission in Jamia Tul Madina?
Before this procedure is mentioned, I think I've mentioned what's going to be true, what the subjects. I think I'll finish out. Subjects mean, obviously, I can't tell you 1 minute or 2 minutes or in this time now what's going to be taught in 8 years. The different subjects, main thing that obviously is focused on is the Arabic grammar. So reading Arabic text, so you read the Arabic text and you understand from that. And also, inshallah, if you complete the course, you'll be able to translate the Holy Quran, understand the Holy Quran, understand about each single word, and describe the entire word. The different topic, the main thing that is concentrated on or focused on in this entire course, whether it's part-time or full-time, is the Arabic grammar. And then obviously other things that we do, logic or fiqh, and there's obviously usul, tafsir, commentary of the Quran, translation of the Quran, and other topics as well are inshallah covered in this. As I said, I can't explain each single one here in this short time, but the main thing that is concentrate on, focus on is the Arabic grammar.
How would you encourage those brothers who says, oh, it's really difficult, I won't be able to do it?
But any job, any single thing, that any task a person takes in life, whether he wants to be a football player, whether he wants to do any job, whether he wants to do A-levels, anything that you do in life is not easy. There's nothing easy in life. Everything that we strive for, everything that we want to acquire, we want to get, we have to work for it. Likewise, if you want the blessings of this world and the hereafter, if you want to get the, like we were mentioning about future as well. I was listening to the speech of Jamia Tul, he's saying, what is future? What do you describe future as? People are saying, how is our future going to be? And he's saying, what is future? What do you describe future as? The future is what we're going to, this life is only for 50, 60 years. Future is the hereafter, the next life. You should be worrying about that. Definitely, you should be worrying about your future. Because the future is not this life and the hereafter. So someone who says, oh, it's difficult, I can't do it. And as I said, there's which thing in life is easy? If you want to become, for example, if you want to get good grades in your A-levels, is it easy to get good grades in A-levels? But you have to work hard. Those people that do it, they obviously work hard. Likewise, if you want to be any sportsman, if you want to be a football player, cricket player, whatever, is it easy to become one of them or is it difficult? So wherever you want to get in life, you need to have your priorities right. Wherever you want to get, definitely you have to work hard for that. So if you want to get the blessings of being an Aalim, all these blessings that the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, or if you want to get that rank in paradise, then definitely there'll be difficulties in gaining this. I'm not saying it's easy that you just sit on the couch and you know everything. Definitely you have to work hard, but it's not hard that you have to go and do labor work. It's just in order to do the mind. So you learning things about heart. This is the difficult part. Learning things about heart. And I'm sure everyone's capable of doing that.
How our ulama, our Buddhas, they got the knowledge. They used to travel on the foot for miles and miles, for months and months to learn even just one hadith. And today we have such a nice environment, table and chairs, heating or fans available, in the break tea being served. There's so many facilities today for us to learn the Islamic deen, to become an alim. Still, we're not willing to take admission in Jamia. And for worldly matters, everybody is rushing. You know, the worldly things are busy, bazaars are busy, but the masjids are empty. But it's make your mind up for these things as well. And inshallah, for the reward, this world, benefit of this world as well, and also many of the benefit of the hereafter as well.
If anyone is unsure about doing Jamia Tul Madina, then they can always try. They can enroll in the Jamia, and if they find it too difficult, then maybe they can try part-time, or they can try something else. But I would say, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid and think that is too difficult. Because like Ustad Burhan said, you do your A-levels. No one asks this question, is it too difficult? Shall I do something else? Shall I clean the roads or something? That's easy. You know, to gain some sort of rank, to gain status, to gain the benefits of being an alim, being whether it's in this world or the afterlife, you have to do something and you have to strive to do something.
Anything you start, in starting is always hard, but you get used to it. It might be first week is hard, first month is hard, then you get used to it, then you start loving it. And I was reading a Waqia, there was one Buzzurg, he said, he went to Ijtama, and he went to Ijtama, till the Ijtama end, he had the feeling. Even next week, he went to Ijtama and he felt the feeling until he reached his home. Third time he went to the Waz of the Bethel, and then he started having this thing for longer. These things regularly. What we do is on Friday, even the deen is hard upon us to learn. And what opportunity, how much time we give to learn these things. Once a week on Friday, we come late, or maybe Thursday, or something we see social media, or maybe small clip. It's not proper learning. This proper learning to become alim is first kafaya, like on the community to produce the alims.
And someone can say it's difficult once they've tried it, like Ustaz mentioned. You can only say it's difficult if you tried it. If you haven't tried it and you look from outside and you say it's difficult, how do you know? You haven't tried it. So come and try it first, and then if you say it's difficult, then you believe you will say, okay, it's difficult, you can go now and believe. But if you haven't tried it in the first grade and you're standing there and saying, no, it's difficult, look at that, I'm not going to read that.
And also Shaitan doesn't want us to become alim. He will always put whispered in our mind, heart that, oh no, don't do this thing. Stay away from it. And there's a story as well that how Shaitan stopped a student from going to madrasa because the benefits of alim he knows, Shaitan knows, because the person who is an alim is best at protecting his iman. Iman is the precious thing we have. There's no other thing compared to iman we have. So always Shaitan is our enemy. He will stop us to take admission. But if you will do this, in Punjabi you say "Koda put," do this better thing. Inshallah, this will benefit you in worldly life. Inshallah, will benefit in hereafter.
कमेंट पे आपने सही बात कही कि ये जो है ना शैतान आपको लगा कि ये हार्ड है नहीं होगा। ये फर्स्ट ईयर में लास्ट ईयर हमारे पास कुछ 2-3 इस्लामी का ऐसे थे जो ट्रायल के लिए आए थे। इनको इस तरह से परसुएट किया था कि आप ट्राई करें, न हुआ मत करना, पार्ट टाइम कर लेना, कुछ कर लेना। तो पूरा साल कंटिन्यूअस करें और सेकंड ईयर में भी वो कंटिन्यूअस इंशाल्लाह। एक बार आएंगे ना तो आपका दिल लग जाएगा और इसका हार्ड है तो शैतान हाथ लगाएगा कि मैं क्या करूंगा, उसके बाद मेरी इनकम का क्या होगा वगैरह। लेकिन लेस्टर में वो बात चल रही थी हमारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज की, तो इतनी बड़ी यहाँ पे फैजान में बिल्डिंग है, आपने देखी स्टार्टिंग में तकरीबन 90 कमरेज हैं यहाँ पे। तो हम इंशाल्लाह यहाँ पे दाऊद मदीना का प्रोजेक्ट भी है, वो भी पाइपलाइन में है। जैसे ही लॉकडाउन खत्म होगा इंशाल्लाह वो मुकम्मल होगा, दाऊद मदीना शुरू हो जाएगा, नर्सरी शुरू हो जाएगी और इस्लामिक स्कूलिंग सिस्टम फ्यूचर में जो हमारा प्लान है, प्राइमरी स्कूल हाई स्कूल भी है। तो इतनी सारी हमारे पास अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं कि हमें टीचर भी चाहिए और टीचर्स भी वो आलिम दीन हो, तो फिर बात कहाँ पे होगी कि जो दुनियावी इल्म देंगे आपको शरीयत की बाउंड्रीज में रह के देंगे। तो आप देखने जाए तो अगर आप अपने बच्चों को या जो भी कुर्बान करेंगे आपकी फैजान मदीना लेस्टर के लिए, तो वो आपकी नस्लों के लिए ही मुस्लिम बेहतर होगा और उनकी ईमान की जो सलामती।
एक बिजनेसमैन हो साथ में वो आलिम हो, कितना अच्छा बिजनेस रन करेगा वो। इसी तरह एक टीचर भी है, हम कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी में टीचर है या टीचिंग जॉब में अपना दारुल मदीना में टीचिंग की जॉब करता है, लेकिन वो आलिम भी है, कितने अच्छे अंदाज में जो है वो कर सकता है। आप वालिद हैं, आप आलिम दीन भी हैं, तो कितनी अच्छी जो है वालिदा है, वो आपकी सिस्टर है, वो अगर आलिमा है, तो कितना घर में जो है वो मदनी माहौल बनेगा, कितने दीन के लिए कितने ऐसे मसाइल हैं शरई तौर पर जो हमारे घरों में गलत तरीके पर लग रहे होते हैं, तलाक के मसाइल हैं, विरासत के मसाइल हैं, तजवीज़ के मसाइल हैं, कितने हमारे मामला फैमिलीज के अंदर चल रहे होते हैं, लेकिन इल्म दीन की कमी की वजह से हम वही कर रहे होते हैं जो हमारे पहले बुजुर्ग कर रहे थे, या वही कर रहे होते हैं जो लोगों से हमने सुना होता है। कितने पाक की प्रीति के मसाइल हैं, प्योरिटी के मसाइल हैं, तो देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स वी आर अनअवेयर। You will not also benefit yourself. You will, alhamdulillah, I know, you'll say that, oh, I know this Masala. I've read it, you know, that the second. But if somebody asks you, ilm is such a thing that if you gain it, you spread it. Okay, but mal is something that is when so you gain it more. अब क्या बात करें कि माल जो है money, you have this of yourself. You spend it, it goes, you saw waste, yes, get that. But ilm will protect you. If you spend the knowledge, then inshallah you get more knowledge.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह उसमें ये भी है ना कि अभी आजकल के दौर में गुनाहों की जो अलगाव लगी हुई है, तो इसमें हर घर में एक आलिम होना चाहिए। जैसे अभी आप देखते हैं कि हर घर में सीसीटीवी होना चाहिए, मोस्टली होना चाहिए सीसीटीवी। तो ये कहूँगा कि गुनाहों की अलगाव लगी हुई है, तो हर घर में एक आलिम दीन होना चाहिए ताकि हमें जो ऐसे वॉच करे, हमें गुनाहों से बचाए। तो इसका फायदा आपको दुनिया में भी मिलेगा इंशाल्लाह।
अच्छा, लेस्टर में हमारी गुजराती कम्युनिटी है माशाल्लाह, इमरान भाई की है, तो माशाल्लाह मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप अपने गुजराती ज़बान में भी हमारे गुजराती जो है तकरीबन उर्दू इंग्लिश का समझते हैं, लेकिन एक अच्छा लगने के लिए इंशाल्लाह अपनाइए के लिए इमरान भाई से भी इनका गुजराती में मैसेज है कि हम इंशाल्लाह कि ये भी हमें तरकीब दिलाना है।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह जब भी मौका आता है गुजराती में बोलना, गुजराती में बोलना इंशाल्लाह मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि लेस्टर में આપણે બધા ગુજરાતી ભાઈઓ છે અલ્હમ્દુલિલ્લાહ કે એક સાદા છે ગુજરાતી ભાઈઓની ફૈઝાની મદીના લેવામાં આપણા ગુજરાતી ભાઈઓ જે બિઝનેસમેન છે એમનો બહુ મોટો ફાળો છે। અલ્લાહ પાક એમને દુનિયામાં भी બરકત આપે અને આખિરતમાં भी બરકત આપે। હું મારા ભાઈઓને કહેવા માંગુ છું કે જેવી રીતે તમે છોકરાઓને ચાહો છો કે બિઝનેસમાં આગળ આવે, યુનિવર્સિટીમાં આગળ આવે, ભણવામાં આગળ આવે, બેશક તમે એવી કરાવો, પણ સાથે સાથે એને આલિમ भी बनाओ कि आपकी ह्यूमन मेंटालिटी શું છે કે ભાઈ આ આલિમ બનીને શું કરશે, મસ્જિદની રોટીઓ ખાશે, એવું નથી। જો અલ્હમ્દુલિલ્લાહ આલિમ બનશે તો એની દુનિયા भी બહેતર થશે અને આખિરત भी બહેતર થશે। એક વખત આલિમ થઈ જશે પછી તમે મને બિઝનેસમાં મૂકો, તમે ત્યાં પછી ને ભણાવો જે કરો તે, પણ એનો ફાયદો એને દુનિયામાં મળશે। તમે એવું ના સમજો કે 5 વર્ષ 6 વર્ષ એને આલિમ બનાવીશ તો મારા છોકરાના બગડી જશે। આ તમે લોકડાઉનમાં જો 1-2 વર્ષ છોકરાઓના બગડી ગયા છે કે આપણે કરી શકવાના છે, કશું કરી નથી શકવાના, पर जो તમે આલિમ બનાવશો તો 5 વર્ષનો એટલો ફાયદો થશે તમને, અલ્લાહ પાક એટલી બરકત આપશે એની નસ્લો સુધરી જશે। એટલે કે ટર્નિંગ પોઈન્ટ છે કે તમે જો ગાડી લઈને જતા હોય, ખરાબ રસ્તે જતા હોય, તમને કોઈ ફેરી આપે, ટર્નિંગ પોઈન્ટ ભાઈ આ સીધો રસ્તો છે, આ રસ્તા પર જાઓ, અલ્હમ્દુલિલ્લાહ એનો બહુ ફાયદો થશે। ને લેસ્ટરમાં આપણને એક રહેમત મળેલી છે દાવત ઇસ્લામી ફૈઝાની મદીના, માશાઅલ્લાહ આપણા બધાની ઘણી હેલ્પ છે, એમાં બધાએ મળીને ફૈઝાન મદીના ઊભું કરેલું છે, તો એને હવે આબાદ કરવાની જવાબદારી આપણી છે। कि लेस्टर में तुम्हें जो कितनी सख्त जरूरत है, कि हमारे इल्म दीन की कितनी सख्त जरूरत है, हमारे इमाम की कितनी जरूरत है, कितनी मस्जिदों में इमाम की जरूरत है कि नमाज पढ़ावा માટે इमाम नहीं बनता। तो अपने आपकी औलाद ने थोड़ी कुर्बान तो नहीं करवानी, पर आपकी आखिरत के बाद कैसे कुर्बानी करनी। हाँ कि उन्होंने आपको શું થાય કે ભાઈ ચલો આ તમે ઇન્ડિયા વાળી જો કે આપણે આ औलाद આપણી નથી ભણવામાં તો એને ચાલો એને એમાં મૂકી દો કે દારૂમાં મૂકી દો, હાફિઝ થશે કે આલિમ થશે, પર આપણે કોઈ તમારો ક્લિયર છોકરો હોય તો એને આલિમ બનાવો। અલ્હમ્દુલિલ્લાહ અલ્લાહની rahmat में જે તમારી ખાસ વસ્તુને પ્રેશિયસ વસ્તુ આપશો તો એનો બદલો કુછ ઓર બનશે। તો મારી નમ્ર વિનંતી બધા ઇસ્લામી ભાઈઓને એ છે કે હમણાં જો લોકડાઉનમાં કેટલી અહેમિયત તમને ખબર પડી ગઈ કે જેને તે ફોન કરીને ભાઈ કે અમારે ઓનલાઈન છે તે મદ્રસો કરવો છે, અમારે ઓનલાઈન આ કરવું છે, અમારે ઓનલાઈન એ કરવું છે। એક મદ્રસા બંધ થઈ ગયા તો લોકોને કેટલી ગભરાટ થઈ ગઈ, પણ અમારા છોકરા ઘેર છે તો હવે શું થશે અમારું, પણ તમે વિચારો કે આ સેમ જ થિંગ એક આલિમ હોય આપણા ઘરમાં તો આપણે બધે જગ્યાએ જગ્યાએ જવાનું જરૂર નથી આપણી ફેમિલીમાં આલિમ છે તો આવો કશું પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય આલિમ સોર્ટ આઉટ કરે તો હર ઘરમાં એક આલિમ હોવો જોઈએ જરૂર તમે આલિમ બનાવો અલ્લાહ તાલા તમારી બરકત દુનિયામાં આવી આપશે આખિરમાં આપશે.
There's another question comes into mind is, when we go to, when the youngsters, they go to uni or colleges, they look at the classroom as this thing, we're going to use projector, we're going to use computer systems, and we're going to use this. How is Dawat Islamic bringing that technology? What kind of technology we're going to use in the Jamia Tul Madina to teach and to learn? So if you can please shed some light on it as well.
Alhamdulillah, actually, if you watch Madina channel, then you can see that how many different advancements technological advancements that Islami make, and how they are, really up to date with the technology that we use. You can see Ghulam Rasool cartoons, they use 3D and full episodes in these cartoons, and there are different technologies they use. Alhamdulillah, within Jamia Tul Madina, also during the lockdown, the Jamias were closed, but our classes continued online, and the teachers are giving training on how to use different applications so they can still continue this education. And Alhamdulillah, the near future plans that we have for our classes is that some of the lessons that we taught using a projector or using interactive whiteboards, not the normal whiteboards, this is our current system. Smart boards, yeah, inshallah. And so things will be more digital in the future, and inshallah this will increase and improve as time goes on, as technology is used more and more, and people are getting more used to this. People are getting more used to their phones and technology, and Dawat Islami, alhamdulillah, you can say when you see Dawat Islami's achievements in technology, then you realize that Dawat Islami is really up to date with their technology in the modern era.
हमारे एक एडमिशन फॉर्म कहाँ से हासिल करें इस नंबर इसके बारे से बताइएगा.
So we have a link on the website, and someone can use that link to fill out a form and to register their admission. And also, if someone wants a hard copy, they can obtain a hard copy from Faizan Madina. And if they require a digital file, PDF file of the admission form, then they can also do this as well. I think my phone number might be showing on the panel at the bottom of the screen. They can contact me if they require any more advice or any of the numbers on the posters. They can contact them, and they'll be connected to our central admission system, and they can then apply like that.
आप यहाँ फिलहाल मदीना में भी आ सकते हैं. फिजिकल फॉर्म भी आपको मिल जाएगा, आपको ऑनलाइन फॉर्म भी मिल जाएगा. और अगर आपको क्वेश्चन है, हमारे भाई का नंबर सामने स्क्रीन पर शो हो रहा है, आप इनसे रब्ता करें. और माशाल्लाह अगर आप एक टीचर से रब्ता हो गए तो खुद पढ़ा रहे हैं, खुद यहाँ पे टीचर हैं, तो इंशाल्लाह उनको भी आपके जहन में सवाल होंगे तो आप उनसे रब्ता करके सवाल पूछ सकते हैं, और इंशाल्लाह जवाब दिए जाएंगे. आखिर में अदनान भाई से इंशाल्लाह कुछ भी इनका मैसेज क्या है यूथ के लिए, आज के नौजवानों के लिए, किस तरह आप चाहते हैं फाइनली कि हमारे नौजवानों को किस तरह डिसीजन, ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन है एक राइट एज पे किस तरह का डिसीजन मुझे लेना है कि चेंज करना है और किस तरह की एक्टिविटीज हैं.
Messages obviously I think most of them have been covered, those who have been saying difficult or what the facilities were, so what's our ticket height. These are the common questions a person normally has before he wants to join his course. As I mentioned before, that at least come and experience it once, at least come and try it, don't just sit there and say that it's too difficult, I can't do this. So at least come and try it, inshallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us for worship. That's mentioned in the Holy Quran, لَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. We have not created jinn, meaning jinns and ins, meaning humans, except for worship. So definitely we have been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to worship, and it's our duty, being a Muslim, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And worship does not just mean that we are sitting on the musalla or reading the tasbih or just offering salah. Worship also includes seeking the knowledge of Islam. So inshallah, by following this commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the main thing we discussed before that, at least acquire the compulsory knowledge that which is upon you, which is compulsory upon you, at least acquire that, at least gain that, so that you are capable at least rectifying yourself and your family members. At least tomorrow you could offer your relative's funeral prayer, you could shower them, you could read your own namaz properly, recite the Holy Quran properly. These things, inshallah, so that tomorrow on the day of judgment, when you are facing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are present in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are not ashamed of the things that you've done in the world. So the minimum thing that we could do is at least gain the fundamental knowledge which is upon us. And no doubt the best way of doing that is fully dedicating ourselves to seeking Islamic knowledge, which is Jamia Tul Madina as well. Or you could, if you just want to gain the compulsory knowledge, you could travel on our Madina of Dawat, which travel for 3 days a month as well. We've gone them as well, inshallah. There's another means as well that you could gain the Islamic knowledge from Dawat Islami through online as well, or other ways, inshallah. If you contact the Islamic knowledge, where it's easy for you, sir. Try to at least gain the fundamental knowledge, which is compulsory upon you, inshallah.
However, anything we have not covered, we'd like to cover it. When the classes starts?
Classes will be starting on the 1st of September, and they will be online because at the moment the Jamias are closed. So they will be starting online 1st of September.
So it's a good opportunity. You can start from your home, and then inshallah we will later on you can, once the physical Jamia opens, you can join here as well. Mashallah, this is also a good opportunity that you can, in your comfort of home, you can start these classes straight away, inshallah. Anything else you think we have not covered should be covered? If you have any questions, please ask now, or you can ask later as well. As mentioned earlier, if you have 5 minutes for Dawat Islami, come attend our dars after the Salah. If you have, please spare 1.5 hours every Thursday, spare about more than 1 hour every Saturday for Madina Muzakara. Give us your time. This month of sacrifice of Imam Hussain, he sacrifices whole family for the deen. Today we come to spend our time for the deen. You know, we do need money, but in this particular scenario, we're not asking for money today. We have not mentioned any money. And alhamdulillah, in students, we teach free of charge to our students. We don't charge any fees to our Jamia Tul Madina students. We need to, बंदा चाहिए, चंदा भी आज हमें आप चाहिए प्लीज, अपना वक्त देने के लिए. और इमाम हुसैन रज़ी अल्लाह ताला को जो मैसेज है, जो पैगाम है, और आप देख सकते हैं हम यजीदियत जो है हर तरफ है. हमें हुसैनियत वाले हैं, इमाम हुसैन ने अपनी फैमिली कुर्बान कर दी है, हम अपना वक्त, तो अपना वक्त तो दें अपने दीन के लिए. कुछ ना कुछ देरी बेसिस पर दें, कुछ वीकली बेसिस पर दें. आप आलिम दीन बने, अपने बच्चों को बनाएं. ये हमारा आज का पैगाम है. हमारा मकसद ये था कि आप तक ये ना हो कि कल को ये ना कहें पता ही नहीं है यहाँ पे
those who are watching, if it does not apply to them, they should not Allah going to do it. At least pass a message on. Imagine someone might know because of you, doing that the word I've mentioned before as well.
alhamdulillah, Allah आपको सब कुछ हिदायत करता फरमाए. आप
उसमें जो है वो जो है आखिरी बात है आलिम की फजीलत, तो शायद उसे का हमारा ज़हन बन जाए कि आलिम की फजीलत ये और मैं कर रहा हूँ कि हर नजर पे जो है हम 1 साल की इबादत और 1 साल की जो रोजों से भी ज्यादा आपको सवाब मिलेगा आलिम को देखने का. तो ये रिवायतों में, तो अगर आप सोचें कि अगर आपके घर में आलिम हो तो आप उनको कितनी बार देखेंगे, और आप खुद आलिम हो तो आपके घर वाले को कितनी बार देखेंगे, आपके घर वालों का दर्जा कहाँ पे होगा, आपके बच्चे आलिम थे तो आप उनको देखेंगे, आपका दर्जा कहाँ पे पहुंच जाएगा. तो खुद आलिम दीन का दर्जा क्या है?
Basically, it's just a free. Is it
Bonus.
by just looking at it? We don't have to pay anything. We just get the rewards. Yeah, free.
Alhamdulillah, we have all of these opportunities, and in one narration is mentioned before we finish up, the person who will have the most regret on the day of judgment. So the person who will have the most regret on the day of judgment is someone who had the opportunity of seeking knowledge, who had the facility of gaining knowledge, but he did not gain knowledge. He will be the one with the most regret on the day of judgment.
You know, there are some students there who will be trying for Jamia Tul Madina 2-3 years. For example, you see some people, they are there, but they were doing before. And if they would have joined 2-3 years ago at the Jamia Tul Madina, they would have been 3rd or 4th year. So this is the opportunity. Life will continue. Time never stop ticking. The life will pass. But if we use our time wisely, you know, nobody is stopping you from doing the worldly things. Do your business, do your job. Also spend some time to do ilm deen as well, inshallah. The dunya will become good, the deen will become better, inshallah. But we have told you also the benefits of worldly. There's job opportunities as well. You can go in other departments after completing your ilm deen. But remember one thing, that Allah. Yeah, it doesn't mean that, oh, I'll become Aalim, that so people will look at me and say everybody, that boast in front of everybody that, oh no, I'm Aalim, look at me, you get reward, respect me. No, we are doing this for the sake of Allah. To get those benefits, to get the reward as well, and inshallah, the worldly benefits will become with it, inshallah. Once again, everybody, thank you. Jazakallah khair. Allah will reward you for joining us, inshallah. Again, inshallah, we'll do dua, and then Allah will give us the ability to join Jamia Tul Madina and make our children Aalim.
I just want to focus on the point that before we do dua, that if you attain a wealthy profession, if you become a solicitor, you become a lawyer, engineer, none of these professions will give you status in the afterlife. The real life is the afterlife. We know that. But none of these professions will give you a status in the afterlife. If you become an alim, like we heard from Ustad Adnan, the narration, that the person, whilst he is studying, so he's a student of knowledge, he's not an alim. And if he passes away, there'll be a one rank difference between him and the prophets, alayhi salam. And the prophets, they're masoom, they are chosen. No one can become a prophet by striving, by worshipping, by trying hard. They are chosen, and they are the highest rank. And the ulama, or the people that are becoming ulama, they will have a one rank difference between them and the prophets. So this focus on the benefits in the afterlife. We're not saying that you're only going to get afterlife, you're not going to get anything in the world. You're going to get both, inshallah. No one is saying to you that you need to teach for free, you're not going to get any wage, you're going to be struggling. No one is saying this. But what we are saying is that you will get your wage, and you will get a good wage, and you will get even better status in the afterlife, which you will not attain from any worldly profession.
ऐसे देखें ना, हम ये इसमें दावत पर वाले अक्सर ये कहते हैं कि आपने कभी दुनिया में ये नहीं देखा होगा कि किसी आलिम ने सुसाइड कर लिया. आप डॉक्टर को देखेंगे, सेलिब्रिटीज को देखेंगे, वो सुसाइड कर लेते हैं, लेकिन कभी ये नहीं सुना होगा कि आलिम दीन ने कभी सुसाइड किया. ये दुनिया में भी उसका फायदा है.
on strike.
हाँ, on strike पे इसके बाद strike करके हम नमाज नहीं पढ़ाएंगे कभी.
Even if we look at this way, yeah, we do 6-year course to become a doctor and to do like engineering, but there are lots of brothers, they are still without jobs. They are still without jobs. They're running here.
Even with the degree, they do a labor job.
Yeah, they don't have a job. But with the becoming an alim, yeah, the hereafter is different. That's different reward. But hey, in this world, there's also a lot of benefit, as two teachers mentioned early on, that there are 107 departments of Dawat Islam. You can choose any, and just to say the youngsters and the public is basically, and our wage is roughly around 15 pounds. Just to persist, it's roughly around that. Yeah. So, ये कि हमने money के लिए करना है,
Safety के लिए करना है, फायदे के लिए.
I think it depends on the mentality of people. Like for example, someone who's doing a worthy job, and there will be many sins that he'll be committing, especially in today's day and age, because of the way that we're working. There's a high chance if we don't have the knowledge, we'll be committing many sins as well as we're doing the job. And still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much money. We have so much wealth, we have cars, we have a good house. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving that to us, even though we are committing sins. We probably don't read namaz, we're working, we're solicitor or someone, and we don't read Quran every day. But still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not stopping his blessings, he's still giving you a lot of money. So we think that if we come to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when we're committing sins, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us so much money. But as soon as we come and we start obeying Allah, we become a scholar, we start teaching others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not give us much money. This is the mentality people will have. But it's the opposite. When you come and obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are doing the things in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are teaching others, you are fulfilling the rights that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed upon you, then indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you as much money as a person who's committing sins, he will give you even more than that, inshallah. So this is the mentality that we have, that if we commit sins, inshallah, we'll get more money. But if we come and obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll get less money. But that's not the case. It's the opposite. Like you come and obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you work hard, inshallah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the doors of wealth as well for you as well, and you'll have good life in this world as well and the hereafter.
It's story of two brothers that went back to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like one brother, he used to come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and learn hadith and everything. And other brother used to work. And one brother used to work, he came to the Prophet to complain that, oh, this brother, he doesn't do anything. He just comes here to study. But I'm the one who's earning money for myself and for him as well. And Prophet said that meaning is that maybe you are being given the earning because of him. तो क्या मालूम कि हम किसी बच्चे को आलिम नहीं बनाने उसकी बरकत से हमारी घर की फैमिली की तकदीर बदल जाए। तो इसलिए
और ये देखना कि इनकम जाहिर तौर पर भी सिर्फ इनकम नहीं होती ना, जैसे कोई बिजनेसमैन कमा रहा है बहुत ज्यादा तो उसके खर्चे निकल आए, उसकी गाड़ी बिगड़ गई, घर में काम निकल आया, वो हो गया। आलिम ही नहीं है, उनको बजाय लगेगा कि आपको एक कम है, कम तो है नहीं वैसे, लेकिन शैतान का वसवसा है कम है, लेकिन उसमें बरकत देखें ना कि उनका दूसरे नुकसान होते बच गए, दूसरी तरफ से उनको बरकत मिल गई। Alhamdulillah.
And those are earning more, they're spending more. They have more expenses. For example, they got a car, the insurance on the car is higher. So, an alim, if he's, for example, earning £500 a week, then his expenses are less than that. Whereas the person who's earning £1,000 or £800 a week, his expenses will be more.
अब सब क्या कितनी औलादें हमारी गुजर दी हुई, कितने बच्चे हमारे जाया जाते हैं। अल्लाह ना करे कि ये अल्लाह की दी हुई चीज है, अगर वो गलत रास्ते में चली जाए, अगर वो मतलब बीमारी में मुब्तला हो जाए, तो उससे पहले क्या मतलब हमें स्वाब मिलेगा आखिरत की। हो सकता है कि हमें उनकी दीन में की तरफ देखने की वजह से बरकत से उनकी भी आखिरत संवरे, दुनिया भी संवरे, हमें भी घर से बरकतें नसीब हो। जैसे खाली ये नहीं कि जो माल नजर आता है वो है, बल्कि सुकून हो, नमाज पढ़ने की तौफीक हो, बुराई से मतलब बचे, ये भी जिंदगी वाली चीजें हैं। अल्लाह सबको नसीब फरमाए, नसीब फरमाए, आपकी अता फरमाए। जो हमारे आलिम दीन बन रहे हैं, अल्लाह बच्चों को इस्तिकामत अता फरमाए, और जिनका माइंड बन रहा है आगे चलकर अल्लाह उनको भी देने बनाए, अल्लाह सबको तौफीक अता फरमाए। आइए दुआ करते हैं, इंशाअल्लाह उसके बाद हम आपसे जाएंगे।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रब्बिल आलमीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला सय्यिदिल मुरसलीन अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सय्यिदिना व मौलाना मुहम्मदिन व अला आलिहि व अस्हाबिहि अजमईन। اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, shower your mercy upon us. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, accept our efforts to attract students of Ilm Deen. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make our Jamia successful. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give us all the desire to learn the knowledge of Islam. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, make us all practicing scholars. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give us the tawfiq to read the books of Islam. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give us the tawfiq to act upon our knowledge. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give us the desire to become scholars. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give us the desire and give us the tawfiq to persuade others to become scholars. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, give us steadfastness in the Madina environment of Dawat Islami. Oh Allah, give us the tawfiq to do the khidmat of the deen, to do the work of the deen. Oh Allah, give us the ability to rectify ourselves. Oh Allah, so grant us taqwa. Oh Allah, so make us pious and practicing Muslims. Oh Allah, so make us obedient to our parents. Oh Allah, so shower mercy upon the entire Muslim Ummah. Those Muslims who are ill, oh Allah, who are suffering from different illnesses and problems, oh Allah, grant them shifa. Oh Allah, so those Muslims who are undergoing difficulties and oppression and facing hardship, oh Allah, so remove their problems, oh Allah, so grant us life of ease and comfort, oh Allah, so give us life and death upon Iman, oh Allah, so make us successful in this life and the next. Oh Allah, so shower mercy upon all the ulama, all the scholars and shaykh and the sunnah, especially Amir and Sunnah, oh Allah, so Muhammad of Islami, oh Allah, so grant him a long life with well-being and good health, oh Allah, so shower mercy and blessings upon his Madina environment of Dawat Islami. Allah, shower mercy upon each Muballigh and Muballigha of Dawat Islami. Give us the tawfiq, grant us the love of the deen, grant us the love of Islamic knowledge. Allah, make us all practicing scholars. Sallallahu ta'ala ala habibihi sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in bi rahmatihi ya arhamar rahimin.
माशाअल्लाह। प्यारे और मोहतरम इस्लाम भाइयों, जो हमारे फेसबुक और सोशल मीडिया के जो व्यूअर हैं, अगर किसी को आवाज़ का कुछ मसला हो इस पोस्ट को सुनने में, तो आप हमारा यूट्यूब चैनल फैज़ान मदीना लेस्टर के नाम से है, उस पे भी ये पोस्ट लाइव गई है और उसकी क्वालिटी मुझे उम्मीद है बेहतर है। کہ کیونکہ میں نے کچھ کمنٹس دیکھے ہیں جس میں تھا کہ وائس کوالٹی اتنی اچھی نہیں تھی، تو آپ ہمارے یوٹیوب چینل پہ لاگ ان کیجئے اور وہاں سے اس کو دوبارہ سے، جن ہمارے سوشل میڈیا کے ویور نے لیٹ جوائن کیا ہے، اگر وہ شروع سے دیکھنا چاہتے ہیں، انفارمیشن حاصل کرنا چاہتے ہیں، تو پلیز یوٹیوب کے لنک کو اوپن کیجئے، انشاءاللہ عز و جل آپ کو وہ ویڈیو بیٹر کوالٹی میں ملے گی۔ اور کسی بھی قسم کی معلومات آپ کو چاہیے، اسکرین پر نمبر چل رہا ہے، ہمارے حماد مدنی ہیں، ان سے آپ ضرور رابطہ کیجئے ایڈمیشن کے حوالے سے، یا کوئی بھی آپ کو کوشچن ہو آپ ضرور ہم سے رابطہ کیجئے۔ اللہ عز و جل ہماری کوششوں کو قبول فرمائے، آمین بجاہ نبی الامین، صلو علی الحبیب صلی اللہ تعالی علیہ وسلم۔